we're going to show hierarchical roles in action, and we're going to piggyback on the example that we used before on segregation of duty management. The roles in item are hierarchical, meaning that you can have a child role that automatically inherits all the access and characteristics that the parent role had. And that allows you to dramatically reduce the number of roles within the overall organization. There's less repetition. So let's start by creating a role. And we're going to create a role, as we've done many times already. We're going to call it SOD child. And we're going to enable access for the role, and that's all we are going to actually do. Now, we're going to go back to roles, and we're going to look at the SOD watchdog role. So let's look for it. And we have the one we just created and the one before. And if we click on the twisty here, notice that we can do add child roles. And that's precisely what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to add the SOD child for it to inherit. Whoever gets that role is going to inherit all the characteristics of the previous SOD role. So we click OK, we make this effective immediately, and we're pretty much done here. Now, let's say that Barbara requests access, Barbara Cash. I'm going to go into the self-help GUI, and we're going to log in as Bcash. And we're going to request access to that role. We're going to say it's SOD. And it's going to be that SOD child role. And Barbara is going to request access to it. We're going to look at the request. And it's successful, so Barbara has access to that role. What that means is that she is able to do all the things that Butch Cassidy, remember Butch Cassidy, who was the only member of the SOD watchdog role? But now Barbara, by inheriting a role, by having a role that inherits from the SOD watchdog role, she can actually do the same things. Let's look and let's exercise this. Let's look to a user. Let's look for Mr. French. Wayne French. Let's see what roles does he has. Does he have? He has a role of BOO IT group. So if I add him to the BOO accounting role, for example, I'm going to be triggering a segregation of duty violation. When we submit that, system again as before wants to say, hey, you sure you want to do this? And say, yeah, I do. So I'm submitted the request. The request, as we showed before, is pending. But now, remember that we did was create a role for Barbara. We're going to be seeing that Barbara automatically, with no coding, no any other action, she is going to get an email notification. Let's log in into the Thunderbird email system here to see. Put the password, and we see that as we expect in this case is Butch Cassidy. She's gotten a new email telling him about a new separation of duty violation. If we see it here, okay, this is Mr. Wayne French right here. Okay, but Barbara Cash, who got a role, who inherits from the previous role, guess what? She also got that email. Not only she got that email, But she can actually even go into her dashboard and log in, and she got the notification as well. So this can be approved by Mr. Cassidy or can be approved by Barbara. Well, Barbara inherits from the role, so she can go ahead and approve that. So we approve that. And now Mr. French got both roles. Let's look at Mr. French from his own view and look the accesses that he got. And he got access to the two role. Why? Because it was approved by somebody who inherits from the previous role. So this is very simply how, again, out of the box with no coding, iTeam allows you to do very nice role hierarchies.